for this great honor. I want to say thank you to Vice Chancellor Habeck. I know you're a very busy person. There are endless amount of challenges in every country in the world, especially when you deal with the economy and combine it with the environment. That's a big challenge. So thank you very much for taking out the time to meet with me today, to talk about very interesting things like the economy and the environment, and then to come over here and to introduce me. So thank you very much. Let's give a big hand to our Vice Chancellor. This is not schnapps. Ich glaube, wir haben einen guten österreichischen Schnaps, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, President Wall, thank you very much for your wonderful comments. Former President Anheuser, thank you very much. We worked very closely together with the Schwarzenegger Institute in California, so thank you very much for all your great work that you're doing. Daniel Benjamin, thank you very much. The Hertie School, I want to thank the school for giving me this degree, this honor. The students, the faculty, the staff, in case you have volunteers, I also want to thank them. Thank you. You know, obviously, when you've been around for 77 years, you get a lot of awards, a lot of trophies, medals, honors. But I tell you, the one today is without any doubt the most recent. My mentor, Milton Berle, who was a very great comedian, he always said, start a speech with a joke. Because first you got to win the people over, make them like you, and then you do your speech. But anyway, I'm actually not giving a speech. Because interestingly enough, I was asked not to give a speech and to sit down and do something different, which is to sit down and have actually a discussion. A Q&A, they call it, or fireside chat. That's what Jimmy Carter called it. Didn't help him much, but in any case, it was a very, very good idea. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to have the chat, but I just want to start saying this to you. And that is that I am so happy that when I grew up, I had mentors that were teaching me about giving something back. Mentors that were telling me and making it clear that I was not created by myself. First, I was created by God, and then I was taught everything by my parents, by the teachers, the coaches, and they made me aware of how many people there are that help you. And the more I thought about that, it took years to think about that and to digest that. But the more I thought about it, the more I started giving back. And this is why when I wrote my book, Be Useful, one of the very important chapters of being successful is to give back. And I think that this is actually the thing that satisfied me the most. It was not winning Mr. Olympia, it was not winning Mr. Universe, or getting the star on Hollywood Boulevard, or my footprints and my handprints on Hollywood Boulevard. Making millions of dollars, that is not really what made me the happiest. What made me the happiest was to give something back. And I remember so vividly when I was asked to be the trainer for the Special Olympians in Wisconsin. I had no idea about Special Olympics. They told me these were people that were intellectually challenged. Would I want to come up as a bodybuilding expert and show those kids how to train? And I went up there. I don't even know why, but I think maybe the mentor of mine, Hertie School, had an impact on me to give something back. So I went up there and I worked with the Special Olympians. And after a day of training with them, I went home that night and I was so happy. I was ecstatic, and I called my assistant and I said to her, I said, you know, I don't understand. I said, I made no money today. There was nothing in there for me, nothing for my career. I said, I was just training Special Olympians. And she said to me, she said, well, maybe that's what made you happy, because you gave something back and you made those kids feel good. And this is when I felt for the first time something very unusual. And since then, I've been addicted to giving back. I started after-school programs for kids that were kind of with parents, where 70% of the parents in America, they both are working. So the kids are floating around after school, and they had nowhere to go. Didn't have any after-school kind of activities, no sports programs, no homework assistance, no tutoring, no nothing. So I created after-school programs and raised millions and millions of dollars. As a matter of fact, we made it even a law in California to put in $500 million into after-school programs. So this is the kind of things. I became the chairman of the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports and traveled around all 50 states. Never got paid for it or anything like this, just traveled around and teaching kids how to exercise and how to stay fit. Then eventually I ran for governor, and when I ran for governor, people said to me, you are insane. Now, I, of course, loved it when they say it's impossible or it can't be done. That's why one of the chapters in the book is, don't listen to the naysayers. But they say, this is crazy what you're doing, Arnold. They says, you're making $20, $30 million a movie. You're making 2 movies a year. When you're governor, you get no money. Yeah, $178,000. This was your salary as governor, which I said, keep it, please, because it's petty cash for me. So they kept it for people that maybe needed it much more, like homeless people and so, or sick people. They needed it more than I did. And then I ran for governor, even though they said you would lose hundreds of millions of dollars. But I ran because I told them, I said, I have made my money because of America. I made and have everything that I have today because of America. My family, my wealth, the fame, the titles, everything because of America. So America gave me the opportunity, and now it is time, when California is in distress and when there's chaos in California, now is the time for me to give something back. You see what I'm saying? And I ran. I painted the vision, what I would do with California. And even though it's a more democratically leaning state, I, as a Republican, won. A lot of people thought they're voting for the Terminator or for Conan the Barbarian. But it didn't matter. I had their votes. And I won. Right? So I just want to tell you that even after I was finished with the governorship after 7 years, it was not okay, I'm now out of there and I forget about all of this. No, because now it had to continue. My work on environment, my work on healthcare, my work on education, on the homeless issue, and all of this stuff, I had to continue. So I created the USC Schwarzenegger Institute, which was a partner to the Hertie University, to your school here. And we worked very hard to keep on going. and to go and to teach the rest of the United States about environmental issues. That this is the only way to go, not just because of climate change. That's what they always say. Which is true, there is climate change. But it is because 7 million people a year die because of pollution. You see what I'm saying? 7 million, they never talk about that. They always say climate change. I say climate change, yeah, that is a problem. I say, but the 7 million people is a real problem. We have to stop this now. And that's why I'm campaigning around the world. We even have a world summit in Vienna, and we have summits all over the world, and I give speeches about that. So the work continues. I make no money from that. I don't even invest in any of this stuff. So there's no conflict of interest. You see what I'm saying? I just want to give back. I want to make this, it's kind of, the world is like the body. The more you train, the more effort you put into it, the healthier you get. The world is the same way. The more we take care of the world, the more we get rid of the pollution, in the better shape the world is going to get, and the healthier everyone is going to get. So this is a mission of mine. So it doesn't stop because I stopped with the governorship. It will never stop. It will never stop. Until maybe I'm 6 feet under. But right now, I'm 6 feet above, so I'm very happy about that. So this is the way it is. So I just want you to know one of the things here in my speech, and then now we can sit down and you can ask me all kinds of questions. Okay? All right.